AI is like a shit cat. That's the episode title.
Yeah. Everyone wonder where's that come from, and there's no context.
There's no context.
There's no
like
context.
shit cat.
It's like a shit cat.
Who wants to do the intro?
I
think
done it
Tash
last
does.
time. I done it last time and the time before.
I can't remember 5 minutes ago, Tash.
All right, I'll do it.
There we go.
Welcome to episode 7 of Game Prod Pod, where we are going to be talking relocation. Is it viable, affordable, or even sustainable for games companies to try to entice you to move to the city where they are based so you can return to the office? We're going to be talking about how you can utilize your producer or your production team to help you promote your game in a saturated market. We're going to be talking about creating a testing portfolio. We get a question sent in by our one listener. And
We love you,
that's
Andrew.
it. That's it. It's a relatively short episode. What can I tell you?
It was good. We enjoyed it.
We did.
It's because I joined before it started. I was too eager. That's what it is.
You can't have joined before it started.
You told me 3 seconds, so it hadn't started.
But I was already in here when you joined.
Yeah, but all right.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
don't know
welcome to
why.
today's episode of Dulcet Tones, where we argue who was right and who was wrong. We were clearly right, Luke was clearly wrong, but we're not going to argue anymore because we're done with that.
In the case of caring less, I care less.
One off
thanks,
protest
dogs.
way too much.
I care less. I care
I care
way
less.
No, I care way less than you.
If there was a trophy for caring less, I would have it in my hand, and I'll be
If
on
there
number one
was a
podium.
competition which would necessitate a trophy, I wouldn't turn up at all because I don't care.
Gentlemen, the fact that you're still talking
I
about
saw
this
that.
means that you care.
I saw that coming, Matt, and I just let you roll with it because it was going good. It's going good. So
Thank you. So you're a professional.
you're welcome. Yeah, I thought he deserves that one.
Thank you.
We
That's
have
a
a
good
real
one.
question today.
We do. We've got a
A real
real...
question.
I want to know what the question is and who's it from because what?
Well, hashtag spoilers. It's from a young gentleman called Andrew Wilson Slight, and I'm not going to spoil the question, but he messaged me on LinkedIn and said, "I have a question for you guys. If you would please have a look at this for me." I was like, "Yeah, dude, okay." Fucking blew my mind. Apparently,
Awesome.
we have a listener.
Hashtag first.
Hashtag first. Hashtag last.
Aw.
Hashtag only.
Oh,
But he even, like, I don't know if you guys actually check any of the content that we put out, but he did genuinely comment on a episode as well. This is very
Fantastic.
exciting.
share
That's
screen,
cool.
share screen. I want to see.
Share screen. I don't, go look it up. Go to our YouTube channel and just look
Yeah.
it.
Get an extra view, Tash.
For goodness sake, Matt.
I'm not your dog's buddy. Do it yourself.
Bring that shit up, Jamie.
Can you see the kind of producer I am? Doing my bidding.
Yes, do it. You do it. Oh boy. So yeah, go check that out. Like, seems
I
like a
will.
nice dude.
Straight after this.
He messaged me, and all of like it's real as well. Like, I'm not even making it up. It's genuinely real.
Good.
It's very exciting.
It's a sign of things to come.
I mean, all we need to do is
He needs to tell his friends and family and
Which one did he comment
grandparents
on?
and stuff.
Oh boy, that's a great question. Which
She's still trying to get you to do a bidding for her, Matt.
yeah, I see that. I think it's one of the ones with the comment on it.
For goodness.
Seasonally, I think it's seasonally autumnal jumpers.
Right.
There
Yeah.
is, there is. Another great one, guys. I personally have to stay away from live service and free to play nowadays. I'm too susceptible to giving up money or time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. Even I'm
There you
proud of that
go.
one.
And he's another great one, which means that he's watched a others.
That's
This
amazing.
is very exciting.
We
I'm
have
so
a
excited.
loyal. We have a
He
loyal
watched the
watcher.
first episode. He watched the first one. Went, great podcast, guys. Loved it. Already a fan.
Has watched a second one.
Yeah, you did
Yep.
fail Guess the Games extra hard, as both these games were showcased among the main show trailers at previous big conventions.
Natasha goes on to spoil the question, so I have redacted it. Yours sincerely, the editor.
Well, now you're sort of ruining
Wow, thanks, Tash.
the question, Tash, that he sent in.
But you told me to read the comments, man.
No,
You didn't share
not-
screen. This is
Not
all on
out
you.
loud, like inside voice.
In your head voice.
In your head.
Internalize it.
In your head. In your head. Look, mate, you told me to go find the comments myself and read them, and I did. If you don't want to share your screen and keep your secrets, then don't tell me to do shit on my.
So I heard an acoustic version of that song the other day, and it was really nice. With just guitar, really, really calm. And I was
What?
going,
Don't do shit on my own. Don't do shit on my own.
no, just zombie. Yeah, it was
Oh, I
good.
see.
Yeah, go and check it out.
Don't tell me to read the comments of our videos.
So, Matt, what was the question?
No. It was whatever Tash said it was. I've written it down somewhere for later.
Yeah, like, go read the comments
Yeah,
yourself.
just go read the fucking comments.
Ooh.
Oh, I was trying to get back on track.
Oh, were you? Okay,
Yeah,
how's that?
for a
how's
change,
that,
right?
How's that working out?
Yeah, it's consistently me breaking the track.
Yeah, it is weird. That's a departure
know.
for you
I'm-
trying to get us back on track.
I'm the sensible one this week, guys. So
Yeah,
welcome to the podcast. I think it's because you got one listener. I want to be more professional.
Oh, because we have a listen now. We should probably up our game
We
somewhat.
should.
Okay.
This is for
the
you,
Field of
listener.
Dreams.
This is for you, Andrew. We're going to be super professional.
Try to be. Yeah, I'm trying,
Okay.
guys. Where was your
Yeah,
head?
so yeah, you're right. I think that's a good topic to chat about.
That's a good.
What
What was it
happened
again?
was
Oh,
wait, it's all right, Tash. Me and you talk about it. It's fine. Just ignore him.
I need to know what it is. So
No,
that I
right.
can
You'll
edit
hear,
Okay,
it.
so
you'll hear it
hot
in the
topic.
edit. You'll hear it in the
hot
edit.
topic. Hot topic is
Yeah.
relocation. In today's day and age, where companies are removing the option of working from home and remote options, is relocation for a job a viable and sustainable option, and is it affordable? Especially now considering salaries are dropping by at least 20 to 40%.
And during COVID, we were all sort of led to believe that actually we can all work remotely. It's fine. We don't need to go back to that. And then COVID
We proved
finished.
that we could.
Yeah, we proved that we could. And then COVID finished. Everyone was like, all the companies, well, hang on, we're paying lease on this building. We need to get you back in. Plus, for some arbitrary reason, we believe you're more productive being in the office. No,
You're not.
nonsense. So a lot of companies have gone to the 3 days a week in the office. We're hybrid.
Or
Like, that's a good thing.
fully in office. No
Or
working
fully in
from home.
office. Yeah. So
You need to relocate for your job. So
plus the
you-
salaries.
I believe that
salaries.
is something that Ubisoft are bringing back in.
I saw this. Yes, they are
Yeah,
removing the
you're right, Matt.
remote working option.
Yeah.
They've been pushing
Yeah.
it that hard. But in today, so you've got a whole bunch of redundancies going on, right? Which have meant that companies that are still hiring have reduced their salaries. So if you were a senior earning potentially upwards of 90, you're now going to be earning at minimum or a maximum 60K. So you've dropped by about 40 grand, right? So a good 20-40% of your salary gets dropped in this day and age. With the we want you to relocate to our city, and we'll give you a relocation bonus, however much that is, if it's actually sustainable. So you now need to uproot you, your family, your whole life, sell your house or rent it out to relocate to a new city for a job that you don't know if potentially is going to work, not for a much lower salary.
It's such a risk. Yeah.
Is it worth
Or
it?
get a job that's in another industry that's less risky.
Exactly.
I mean, like it's going to be obviously like a lot of this stuff is going to go down to the individual. Like, are they willing to take that gamble
Mm.
in an industry where at the moment, like the security just is not there? So, how much is a person going to want to disrupt everything to stay in the industry versus, like you're saying, Luke, the option which is to, jump to a different industry, which may be less risky, but not necessarily, especially tech at the moment, which is
Yeah.
And
nothing
it's
is kind of
really
guaranteed.
it's really hard to get a job at the moment. I spoke to someone. I applied for a producer role at a company, and I've got a contact there. And I messaged him saying I haven't heard anything back. It seems quite odd. And he said, "Luke, we had 750 people apply for that role, and we made it a policy that we can't get back to everyone because there's just too many people applying for it." And he said, like, honestly, between me and you, I still think we hired the wrong person, but we'll find out. So they're rushing it. They got too many people to process and all that sort of stuff, and it's really tricky.
Yeah. It's right now, this industry is really tough. Like, we did have, what was it called, the year of the employee, where the employee had the power during COVID, and you had all the companies banging down on your door to hire you. You didn't actually have to apply for jobs. It's now switched around, but it's switched around so harshly because of the redundancies and every company saying no or hiring freezes, that it's like you feel like you're in some sort of golden handcuffs, and now you are beholden to your employer because holy shit, they're the only ones willing to give you a job.
Yeah. Plus, you've got the younger generation coming through to the industry, which is great. I think that's awesome. But they're the older generation and might not be looked at as favorably as they once were. So I think there's a level of ageism as well in there. And they might look at a CV and think, well, that person's going to want more money than we can afford. Let's get someone in younger. They're going to have fresher eyes, get on better with the team. That's not necessarily true.
Well, not necessarily good though.
Yeah, and not good. Yeah. So some assumptions being made at the CV level are probably incorrect. Maybe I saw something on LinkedIn earlier. Maybe AI is being used to filter out people that are older, perhaps, which would be quite scary.
Yeah.
Figure that out. You know, you
If
don't
your
put
The amount of
CV
experience you have in your CV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's the amount of experience
God.
in the years, or if
okay.
if you've left your date of birth on the CV.
No, but I haven't. But you can
No, I
see that
haven't.
I was working in 2000. And they're like, okay, he's older then.
It's
Yeah.
like he's older than someone who got their first job 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. So is it worth it now? I don't know anymore. Like, I have relocated for my job and I am getting on and I'm kind of finding my way, but I don't have a family to uproot. I taken my salary cut where it has been because need a job, need to live. Couldn't live off my redundancy money forever. So I've done it. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy in the city that I'm in now. Like, I've made friends, I'm
That's cool.
building up my life again. But it's still not without its risk. Like, a lot of my stuff is still in storage because I'm in a
That's a
flat
monthly
share.
cost.
It's a monthly cost. And I'm flat sharing with my co-worker, but my colleague, which I now consider a good friend of mine because they're
Cool.
also relocating from Ireland, which is a much more difficult situation. Fair. But I can also understand why this is not feasible for a lot of people. And the fact that we don't offer the option to, at least for the first 6 months of that job, to work remotely and prove you can do the job that's right for you is beyond me. Once you get past that 6 months, people say, okay, we'd like you to come to the office now. You've passed probation. Could you consider relocating now? Because we'd like you in office. But the fact that we've already proven we can work remotely during COVID, to
It's
force
just
people back
frustrating.
into the office is literally an exercise of proving we need a building when we don't.
Yeah, and also what I liked about COVID was it made me think, oh, maybe I could work for an American company. Maybe I could work for a French or German company, a company that speaks English a lot, but not all the time. Or maybe I'd be happy to learn another language, or
Yeah,
if I can work remotely, work from a home office.
I'd love to work. Love
I thought that was a positive that was going to come out of COVID, obviously, despite all the nonsense that was COVID.
We seem to have taken like several steps backwards there.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
sad because it felt like we were moving forwards in the world.
I thought so, but alas, money and leases and
There was
traditional mindsets.
There's a company that I know that a wine company is like one of my favorite wine companies that used to have a big massive HQ. And during COVID, they couldn't sustain because they couldn't have people in office and they were just paying this lease in an empty building. And when COVID emptied and they decided to come back into office, they realized people were the same level of productive at home as they were in the office. So in order to cut their costs, got rid of the office and let their staff work from home.
That works if they haven't got a lease. And a lot of companies had leases that were tied to like 5 years, and they realized that no one in the office meant they can't get tax back or they can't warrant paying for it,
there's
etc.
going to be elements of this I haven't considered for each building, like how long the lease term is, how much they've invested in stuff. But if you can get away with not having an office or offering remote options, you are opening yourself up to so much more talent, so much more better quality, happier workers, and you're not going to feel whatever your salaries are, they are what they are, but you're not going to be changing someone's cost of living by forcing them to uproot and move to a new city.
But you do get sometimes those company owners, those CEOs that are in the office themselves because maybe they want to get away from their family, but they're in the office and thinking, well, hang on a minute, if I'm in the office, you should all be in the office. They kind of get that sort of stuck in their head, and then they force a policy on. It's like, okay, all right.
Sure. Yeah.
That does happen as well.
So,
interesting takes.
games industry hot topic.
Topic.
Games industry hot topic. Relocation. Viable, affordable, sustainable. Is it really any of those things? Getting people to move city to be in the same place as the company, or should we really be leaning into remote first? I was just actually, as a little kind of like aside, I was working with a company that I think they do have a small office somewhere, but they are remote first. And they all seemed absolutely delighted with that.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
And they're hitting milestones, I bet. They're getting the deadlines. Yeah.
I can't talk too far out of school, but they seem like they've got their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a big fan of we are remote first companies.
Yeah, it makes sense. And all you have to do is you have to prove you're delivering to budgets, quality, etc.
Yeah, which is not that hard to do. Like to prove like
it.
If you've got milestones and you hit them, you're probably doing okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have to move on to the next segment, which is games production. What is it really? This is a masterclass from first principles on what games production is and isn't. Market saturation and discoverability. Thousands upon thousands of games are now released every year, sort of 18,000, 20,000, something like that. This makes discoverability tough, especially for indies. What can a producer do to help here?
It's a good question.
No.
This one
was sent in by me.
Awesome.
Oh.
Thanks, Matt, from the past.
Thank you, Matt.
Back in the day,
Thanks.
you would go on a sort of sales tour with the salesman and present the game and expose it and do all those sort of things and get the numbers in from the various shops and distributors and stuff like that. So I think it was easier back then. I know that's not answering your question, but I think it was easier back then to get that sort of hype train going. So it's now about lots of videos, lots of teasers, lots of getting people talking about it, having like social media managers, having community managers, building a community around a game or an upcoming game. Steam wishlist is a big one that does well, and you can use that as an indicator for the amount of people that are ready for this game to come out, and then you try and improve those stats as time goes on. I think it's a lot more guessing than it used to be, which is weird considering we've got so much power with the internet. But I think before you could estimate getting more of a return because the shops say we will take such and such many copies. So you're like, okay, we've guaranteed that many copies from those shops. But now it's like, cross your fingers. Steam wishlist is 10,000 or whatever sort of numbers. Everyone's going to play it, are they? No, it's probably like 10% of those players. So it's tricky.
It's a different game now. Like, you've got all your social media, your digital interactions, and that's where your mainstream income is now going to come from. But how you generate that, I still think game expos, game events are relevant. Like, you've got your big events. You imagine going to something like a radar event. So I know it's all music, but it's also based around games. Having your own little station and pocketing that crowd as well. that amount of foot traffic you've got, if you can have a really well presented first level of a game and tell what it is, the amount of people that will be like, this is cool.
Yeah, and YouTube influencers and stuff like
Mm.
that as well. So people that play games a lot,
Twitch.
get them involved. Yeah, people on Twitch, getting them involved as like a first time user play, like beta testers, getting them to talk about it in Twitch, have a sort of closed beta, get a lot of people on it, hyping it up. Those things really help.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's different if it's a first person. If it's a single player experience, that's very different.
All these things, yeah, absolutely right. Can't disagree with any of the things that you guys are talking about here. But what is it that a producer can do to help in these situations?
Big part of those things.
Find out when you need the due date by. So if they say you need a demo or something ready by X date, or you have a streamer that wants to present this on this date, work to what that is. It's almost like working to an alpha or a prototype, but okay, we need a fully first playable level with all its bells and whistles. So then you say, right, okay, essentially it's like a vertical slice. Okay, let's get this ready. You organize that. You kind of list out everything you need, get your resources in order, know when everything's fallen, hit your due date, and make sure you're planning backwards. Backwards planning, everybody. This is my due date. This is when everything to fall. This is my hardening week. This is what we need ready by then, because this is when we're demoing.
Yeah, and then them sort of closed doors demos are useful as well. Get the press involved, get people talking about it, show them what it is, get some screenshots.
A closed door demo is when you sort of invite media types,
correct,
into
get them
a
talking
room
about it.
and then make them play the game and make them enjoy it.
You will enjoy it. You will
Yeah.
love it, and you will talk.
You
Good things
will
about
talk about it. Yeah. You will copy and paste this press release.
It's funny because those things have always happened, but they're now more important than they were before. Whereas before you could take it or leave it sometimes, but now they're much more important.
What role does, maybe not, obviously print media is dead, but what role do these websites still have in this getting the information out there? Because there's so many websites and so many games. Like, how do you get them interested in what it is that you are doing?
Target your big ones or your main ones, right? Their websites. I imagine you have to get buy-in there as well. So having that ready, talking about it, pay for a space or some advertisement space. Make sure
You
it's
have to pay.
concise, precise. Make sure it gets across the message that you want. It's snappy. Attention spans are shorter these days, so make sure it fits within that.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
Attention spans are shorter these days, Matt.
It's very funny.
We'll roll with it. Matt here is a perfect example of what happens to all the brain rot from your doom scrolling. Wow.
That's Matt's face as he's going.
So
yeah,
then, if you've gone,
I was just going to say, early demos is a really good way of doing it. So even if you're doing first playable type demos, get people involved, show it off, do some videos, get streamers involved before you do the next set of releases.
Trusted
and stuff
websites,
like that.
trusted events. The big ones like GDC and such are going to be big hitters. Develop Light coming soon.
Nice plug. Okay,
thank you.
but down to brass tacks, right? Like from a producer's point of view, and you're saying there about like backwards planning. So we know that this thing is coming up, so therefore we have to aim for that particular date, which means that here are some gates, milestones, etc. Like, but what else? Like, what else can a producer do to help the game and the game studio get this right?
Be aware of it. Like legit past backwards planning, taking considerations, talking to marketing teams, your social teams, your community managers, making sure contracts are gone out or making sure people are on top of it. That's it.
And
this is all
creating
you've
that
got.
hype, hype behind it, building communities around it, around the experience, getting streamers involved. Try and create a community as early as you can to create that hype, even if it's just screenshots sometimes. I know Eve have famously done that for years. Talked about what the next release is going to be, talk about the story behind it, talk about the strategy behind it, do dev diaries. Dev diaries are really good as well. Let's talk about how we develop, what we do, get people to buy in on the way the game's being developed, not always just the game.
And so is this something that the producer is going to be an active part of, or is
Yes.
this essentially a collaborative job between the producer and the community managers?
I'd say
Active.
collaborative.
Yeah.
It's got to be a collaborative role. You couldn't do this on your own.
No. Yeah, the producer should be responsible for it, but like accountable for it, not necessarily responsible.
You're doing Racy Matrix.
No, I'm doing racy in my head then. What, actually,
Racies.
yeah.
Racy Matrix, not a racist Matrix.
Racies. Racies.
That's a different topic for a completely different podcast.
Racies.
Races.
Yeah.
Going on the races.
Going on the races. Going on the races.
Okay, so in summary, if you are releasing a game this year and you want to try to stand out, you're competing for attention in a saturated market space, especially tough for indies. You either have to get a huge injection of cash from somewhere to invite journalists into a locked room demo session so that you can then get them to love your game and tell everybody else to love it too, or you create hype, you start a community, you get help from a community manager, or do it yourself. And the producer's role in this instance is to be accountable for it. Did you say?
Yes, accountable. Yeah.
Accountable for it. Help the communication between the devs and indeed the community manager, so the community manager knows exactly what it is that they are managing a community of. Build that hype and make sure that those relationships are in place. And also, from a producer's point of view, this backwards planning. So what are the dates? What is it that you're trying to achieve? When are you trying to achieve it by? And how do you build it from that perspective?
And also, how do you react? So you may put a demo out there and everyone says, it's awesome. The chances are 50% are going to say they like it. 50% they're going to say, this isn't what I thought it'd be. It would be great if it did this. I really like that bit, but so you should be able to allow that time to tweak these things and improve these things.
Was Marathon a good example of that? They released alpha maybe 6 months ago, and they made considerable changes to the game based on the feedback that they got from that alpha. Yeah. But then Bungie have infinite money. I mean, I'm not trying to detract from what they achieved in that time, but they do have the time and the resources to be able to do things like that might be outside the realms of other devs.
Yeah, but it's allowing some capacity to improve things and change things. There might be times where you put a demo out and it absolutely bombs, and people say it looks great, but it plays awful. And that at that point, you're like, I'm so glad we put a demo out because we were heading down the wrong path and it was going to go nowhere. So you're ultimately wasting money if you don't do it. So that's a really good way.
Yeah, you want to get your focus group together.
All right, we got a real question from a real person. Now, depending on whether the first segment makes the cut or not, we may or may not have talked about Andrew. Andrew, our one listener.
It's great to meet you, Andrew.
It's great to meet you, Andrew. Andrew sent in this question. How do I break the no gaming experience catch-22? Andrew's transitioning from 11 years in corporate software testing back to the games industry and wants to know how to rise above the average applicant when his professional experience isn't specifically in game dev.
So here's some ideas, here's some thoughts. Before you get a job as an artist, you often have to work on your own portfolio. You have to be able to prove what you've done and prove the things you're doing, things you do on the side, things you do as hobbies, your passions, your style, all that sort of stuff. So when you go in for those interviews, talk about art, the artists take it seriously and listen and think, oh, this person's really talented because of these things, the passion is this. With testing and that sort of stuff, you should do the same. You should talk about, I played this game and I wrote a review. Maybe you put it on a website. Maybe you talked about it on Reddit. Maybe you got some hype around it. Maybe you put a YouTube video together. Or maybe you wrote something that you were really proud of and it's several pages that you didn't share. Being able to put that sort of stuff together and that thought process of analyzing something, breaking it down, finding bugs, finding issues, and then writing this possible solutions to things that you found is powerful. If you just go in there and say, I love games, Prince of Persia is my favorite game because I like jumping and climbing, I found 4 bugs. It's not passion. It's not enough there.
It's uncanny because that's how I got my first job in the games industry.
Is it?
Almost.
I had to write a page of bugs found before I officially got the job. Did you not do the same, Matt? Because we started around the same time. It was a page on a piece of paper with a pen.
Yeah. They just set us down in front of a build of, I can't remember what game it was, but they set us down in front of a build of a game that was kind of like midway through development and said kind of like, find what?
Find bugs.
Find bugs.
Yep. I got the same. And a piece of paper and a pen. And then depending on what you write, depending on whether you got the job.
Mine was slightly different.
Go on.
So I have a degree in computer animation and digital art. I always wanted to go into games and movies.
Look at me. I've got a degree.
I do. Anyway, but I didn't go into games. I ended up ultimately working in telecoms and starting off project management there. I went down and done my Prince 2 certs as well. So I've done that. But mine was actually my cover
Was that
letter.
Prince of Persia 2?
No. It was far, far less exciting. But anyways, ended up kind of doing a really shit CV, but my cover letter was very much, I am a project manager. I'm looking to change careers and come back into games, or at least go into games, because I currently work in telecoms, but games is where I'm passionate because I like the creative, like the story elements. I like seeing how it comes together. All of that stuff that drives me and why I want to be in games was in my cover letter, and I just needed someone to take a chance on me.
Yeah, that's good.
So ultimately, the Axis animation was my first job within a sort of like tangential role. So I started as a production coordinator for them, working on the Gears of War 5 cinematics and the Elder Scrolls Return to Somerset Isle trailers. And that's where it ended up. So it's more like the video with VFX pipeline, video film production type idea. But then that was only, it's like a 5-6 month contract at the time. And I kind of went, I'm either going to take this 5-month contract, something comes from it, or I'm going to stay in telecoms and I'm going to be unhappy. So I went and took
Take
it,
the
you know.
risk.
Yeah. And it was a risk. Like I ended up not keeping that job because the contract was over. But it did open up my way to get into Ubisoft, who again were like, well, there's someone here who's got more experience than you, definitely worked in games before. However, we like your honesty. We like how direct you are. We like that you want to learn and work with us. So yeah. But ultimately, the thing that got me my job in Axis was because I had a computer animation and digital art degree, so I understood the pipeline.
So what's your advice for Andrew based off that experience?
Legit in your cover letter, I guess, for me, if it's production specifically, because I don't know how you have a portfolio for production other than this is what I've done in teams and this is how I've increased productivity. Why games? What drives you? What do you enjoy?
Where your passions are.
Yeah. Like what brings you joy working in a games team, or what you think would bring you joy by seeing the games released? Because these aren't short slogs, these are long hauls. There's a lot of problems and a lot of stuff to iron out. Like, why do you want to leave the comfort of your secure, stable 9-to-5 job for
and that's the right word.
West?
That's the right word. What is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to get involved in this? If you can spell that out and explain it, then you're going to have people listening. Similar to what you said, Tash, I interviewed, I think it was like 5 or 6 associate producers for a role once. But the person that we gave the role to was the person that was the most passionate, the person that had the most backing to her sort of statements. The other people that we were interviewing had done the role before. So it was a risk taken on, but she was so passionate about what she wanted to do, where she was going, and she'd done stuff on the side for free. She looked at it as a hobby. She understood it. She cared about it. I was like, I'm blown away. She's awesome. She needs a job. She needs to get involved in this. This is the right place. And we did hire her, and she was fantastic. So those people, those hiring managers do exist as well. They're just waiting for people to be passionate. And now is an even trickier time. So you have to go times 100 on how much passion you're willing to put
because
into
you're no
cover
longer
letters and stuff.
just competing with people who are fresh. You're competing with seniors and experienced, and because we are also out there looking for jobs in this kind of industry. So your why has to be strong now.
Yeah. And you're competing with hundreds of people.
Yeah, I think there was something I wanted to kind of build upon from what you were talking about there as well, Luke, which is like getting involved in indie projects, even if they're unpaid. Like if you can, like those people who are building games for essentially nothing will be crying out for people to help them with the testing aspect of it. So I do think that although it is a time sink, it is worth exploring that as a way to bolster your game dev and game testing credentials, so that when it gets right down to it, you can go up there with a background of software testing and how you have segued into the games space by working on indie projects. And you never know, you might get lucky. You might get, like, to work on one that takes off and gains some kind of notoriety.
And that's the way I see it. It's a time investment rather than a time sink. It's a time investment because any experience is useful.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good correction. This is I appreciate it. This is how I learn.
I mean, a good way of doing that, actually, if you're not aware of how to get into these indie studios or whatnot, is joining a local game dev group or a game jam. There's a website with game jams on it that you can go and be a particular role on, and it will show you the intensity of a pipeline in a short space of time, but it'll expose you to game jams and game development. That's probably a good place. I know these website exists. I suppose if you want a list of those, drop us a message. We can provide that list.
Yeah.
But game jams.
I know there's a lot of those in Guildford. There's a lot of those in Brighton, and there's a lot of those in London. So if you're in one of those
in Leamington as well.
Oh, there you go. So there are some pods of like a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Find
a local game dev group as well, because I'm pretty sure most counties will have game dev groups. Leamington certainly has it. So look out for game dev groups and become a part of that and get involved.
The other thing to touch on what Matt was talking about is that some of these studios or developers are offering like profit sharing. So if the game does well, you would get a percentage of profit as well. So you're literally investing your time towards an investment for success.
Yeah, I think there's two that spring to mind actually based off that, which is Astrarium and We Tatty Studios. I think they're both set up in a very it's a good name. They're both set up to be that kind of thing, so they're worth looking into as well. I know that Vaughan is just releasing. Vaughan from Astrarium's releasing a game on mobile next week. I think that he's built with that sort of that idea in mind, and I think that We Tatty is still working.
And then as a sort of parallel to that, there's also Web3 games being developed all the time that are involved in crypto and stuff like that, and so you could get some outcomes from that. There's a lot of Web3 games being developed. Some are good, some are not so good, but some are popular and still not that good.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right, Andrew, I very much hope that at least begins to answer your question and helps somewhat. Some good suggestions there, Luke and Tash. Thank you very much indeed. All right, let's move on to the next thing. And the next thing is I dub thee. So we round it all off by trying to name the episode based on the conversation that we just had.
Let's call it Andrew.
Let's call it. just name it Andrew in honor of the person that sent in.
Our one listener.
Our one listener.
Andrew.
Andrew.
We dub thee Andrew.
We dubbed the Andrew because I was quite taken with. I'm up for that, definitely. So don't get me wrong, Andrew. This is not a slight on you at all. But Tash, you said something earlier that said that I wrote down, which is we've gone from golden handcuffs to being beholden, and I wrote golden to beholden.
That works.
I like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So it sounds like a rock band as well.
Golden to beholden.
Not a very
yeah.
good rock band.
No, it sounds. It
Yeah,
sounds like
an 80-year-old
our,
rock band.
What is it? The
Pub band.
their breakup song.
Wow.
It's a breakup.
Ooh.
It
It's
is
a breakup
Is
song.
that a breakup song?
Golden to beholden. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
your breakup
wow.
song.
Okay, blimey.
It's deep.
Thank you.
What are we doing then? What are we calling it? Anything else anyone wants to pitch?
Well, let's call it all of the above.
Andrew,
All of the above.
golden to beholden. Andrew, it sounds like we're breaking up with you. We're not. We promise we love you.
No, it's not. It's not you. It's us.
Think it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've got to pick one. It's got to be one or the
Okay.
other.
Well, Andrew,
We're going to call it Andrew.
Dub the
Andrew.
Andrew.
and move on.
We dubbed the Andrew. Okay, moving on to the next thing. All right. That is, that's everything. Thank you. All that's left to do is thank Luke Timms, Natasha, Nathani, and you, the glorious listener, for tuning in. Andrew, feel free to reach out to us on the email address below. It'll be in the show notes, and it is gameprodpod@proton.me. We'll be back next time with more hot topics, more production challenges, more true or flays, and much, much more. See you next time. Bye.
Thanks, Andrew. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and end.
We've got to do the
did not-
intro.
We did not do true for plays.
I know we
I
didn't.
know. It's good, isn't it?
I cut it because of the aforementioned technical issue.
Oh, okay.
Also, we were late starting, so God, can you
Right.
imagine
Yes.
how long
Yeah.
we'd have run? It was. I was explaining this to Tash while you were fixing your microphone and headphone problems. That I wrote some absolutely amazing fake games, and then Gemini deleted them. And I went to Gemini going, "Where have they gone?" And it went, "Where's what gone?" I was like, "Get fucked, you piece of shit!"
That's
I will
brilliant.
kill you."
Yeah.
Yeah,
The next episode is Gemini. Get fucked.
Yeah.
get fucked.
Gemini loses data.
Yeah.
Stop the press.
I was inconsolable for about an hour.
That's awesome.